While the recovery operations are still underway, a number of organizations have come together to scour through the debris in various areas around Mthatha to try and see if they cannot find, any of the bodies of the victims of this tragedy that may still be, under this debris. While that is taking place, families are still trying to pick up the pieces and trying to come to terms with what has happened to them. The latest update, of course, that we did have was that death toll now standing at 90. And we've been speaking to quite a number of family members. My colleagues here in the Eastern Cape have been tracking, the aftermath of this disaster since it had begun. And we're speaking to the Tabane family at the moment, as well as the Kosi family. They were inside the house when those heavy floods had swept through their home. And unfortunately, the father of that house is still missing, together with 2 children. And unfortunately, one of the children was swept away and passed away. I want to bring in now Sis Nosipho Kosi Tabane, who is the wife of the man who is still missing. You can see this family certainly struggling to come to terms with what has happened, as they still try to linger on to hope that there will be some news. Sis Nosipho, siyabulela kakhulu mama ngexesha lakho nasebunzimeni. Tata anikamfumani kwangoku nabantwana ababini mama. Nisahleli ethembeni likaThixo nje ba nisabafumana.
Sisi utata nabantwana sikabafumani. Njengoba abantwana bebe bayi-3 oyi-1 ufumanekile, aba bayi-2 bam notata abakafumaniki.
Nosipho says her husband and her 2 children have not yet been found. She says their other child was found, but unfortunately passed away. She says that they still have hope as the recovery operations continue, but the others will also need to be found. She says that time is running out and they're still waiting for the bodies of their loved ones. She says she was in the house when all this happened. The walls caved in and the children kept screaming that the water is entering the house. She says outside they saw that the water was too much and it overpowered her husband. She says the house was submerged in water. Then she was swept away by the water and they had to all fend for themselves.
Senilungisa ukungcwaba owakho umntana ngoku. Ibuhlungu lento.
Sipokazi says it's painful. They won't be able to bury her child while her sister's children have not yet been found. She says they keep going to forensics to check.
Bakhona mhlambi abantu abanixeleleyo ba mhlambi basakhangela kwezinye indawo. Sivile into ba noko kusekho abantu abancedisayo bazama ukukhangela Nkosi yami.
Sisi kusakhangela nangoku izolo elinye kwa forensics manje siyojika pha. Sikhangela izinto singayifumani.
Hayi nophulile lento neyifamily Nkosi yami. Ubuhlungu mnyane. Ithemba lisekhona kodwa nje bebetshilo usisi Nosipho.
Lisekhona sisi but kobo bukhona abali ithemba sibuye siwendleleni because
Nosipho also says there is still hope, but they keep losing faith because when they go to forensics, there are other bodies there and not those of her loved ones.
Ezindabeni kuthiwa ayanyuka manani abantu bayafumaneka but still xa ufika ka forensic isengaba abantu bayi-1 abakanyuka abantu.
It's absolute devastation. As my colleagues here in the Eastern Cape had been covering these deadly floods, you could sort of sense what the impact was. But on our arrival here and in the aftermath of this tragedy, these are families you would know tomorrow. There is going to be a provincial day of mourning, which is going to be remembered here in the Eastern Cape, in remembrance of the victims of these devastating floods. But there are families like the Kosi and Dabane family that still have no closure. They do not know where their loved ones are. They're clinging on to hope, but they're expressed concern that as the hours continue to go by, they're concerned that hopes are really dwindling for them. They keep going to forensics or to the hospitals to go and check, but they're told that their loved ones have not yet been found.